Okay, we're gonna open the meeting at 6 o'clock. Welcome, everybody. We're going, the first order of business is to approve the minutes from October 28th.
So moved.
Second.
Have you folks all read them?
Yes.
And do you have any comments or discussion?
No.
All those in favor of accepting them?
Aye.
5-0. So then we have correspondences, new edition from Shirks Hunt. Then we also have a letter from the Land Trust and cemetery tree removal issues, town hall use request, and Corey budget request. Members of the public are Laura. Windham County Sheriff's letter is simply just talking about it. If you can't.
That's not on the event. We just went through the additions and deletions.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's no members of the public that want to be read.
Okay. I'm sorry, jumping on that.
Okay.
So correspondence is the Windham County Sheriff's, their generic letter telling us what their rates for the year will be, $65 an hour. If you have less, at least 2,000 hours a year, and if you have less than that, it's $75 an hour. And so far we have nothing with them. Then we have two letters from the public that I wanted to get the board's feelings on how we address correspondence. It's been asked that we read these and have them in the minutes. I called the League of Cities and Towns to see, and we got back a written response that the select board does not have to. You can answer a letter, obviously, but you don't have to read it into the minutes, and you don't have to include it as part of, in its entirety as part of the minutes. If the select board wants, they can make a policy to talk about that situation, but right now we don't have a policy. So I'm gonna leave it up to the board on how you want to deal with these two letters.
I'm fine with not reading them and just moving on.
Okay, rest of the board?
May I say something?
Yep.
So what you're saying is if somebody wants to address the select board about a problem, sending in a letter is not the way to do it. If they want it to be public, they need to come to the meeting and actually
Well,
tell
sometimes
the select board.
it's repeated letters, and then to say, you know, it's almost like beating a dead horse a little bit, and then to say that I want it read aloud for the camera and I want it to be part of the minutes is getting a little theatric, and we've said to said people, you're very welcome to come to the meeting, it's a public meeting. But, or Zoom in, but they don't wanna do that, they wanna, you know. So, we have talked before about meetings going too long and how long do we want them to go, and, these are public meetings and these are citizens, so that's why I'm opening it up to the board. Connie?
Is it worthwhile to at least, if there is a request in that letter, to at least summarize the letter, maybe not read it verbatim, but to summarize maybe the issue and if there is a request? Because
So
if there's a request, wouldn't the board want to discuss whether or not to act on it?
If you summarize it and you miss one part of it, now all of a sudden there's open to somebody saying, well, you didn't read that part, you only read the parts you wanted to. If you don't read any part of it, you don't have any of that.
And
the other part too with it is that there comes a certain point where it's like, yes, write a letter, send it in. Just because it's not read doesn't mean we haven't read it, and it's still part of the records. It's gonna be in the records of
in the packet.
in the packet for November 13th. It's not like it went null and void, it just didn't get read on the camera.
Yeah, I think my theory is that if people want the public to know, then they should come in and they should come in and read it like I do, and then submit it. That's
Well,
what you're
and
saying. That's the
they
only way
can
the
come
public
in.
will
They
find
have-
out about what the letter is about.
Yeah,
Well, they can submit it whether they come in or don't come in.
But
But
the public-
no, but my point being is that if you would like it read, like you just said,
Yeah.
show up and we'll acknowledge it to a further point. But other than that, it's gonna be in the minutes, it's gonna be on the on the docket.
And it's my opinion that Charmaine Shirk had the same almost verbatim letter the meeting before, so it's just, that's where, how much do we do, Connie?
Do you want me to reply to them at all?
Well, obviously you want to.
No.
What, what would
I'm
you,
putting handcuffs on you.
what would you like to say to them?
Acknowledge receipt, and if they'd like to
If the board
request a meeting
decides,
or come to the meeting.
well, I wouldn't say request a meeting, I wouldn't say that put two select board members together to talk to somebody. I would say if you have concerns, write a letter, we'll tell you we received it. And if you want further exposure, I guess, because that's what
I'm pretty sure if they watch at 5 o'clock on Thursday morning when BCTV casts
Posts.
it, they'll know whether they were acknowledged or not.
Right.
So we don't need to acknowledge things. We got the idea, and
So do we need a vote on how we're going? Do we need to work on a policy about correspondence so we're doing it the same for every person?
I personally would at least like to acknowledge the second letter, the Hunt letter, because there is some actionable stuff that comes out of that. I don't want to just pass over it, pretend it didn't come in, or not address it. So if the board is okay, can we
Say that we received your letter and we're investigating?
discuss that letter? I mean,
Oh, that's up to you, bring it up then.
okay, well then, just in a very, very brief summary, the letter from Craig Hunt was essentially bringing up concern around inspection stickers, making sure that the highway fleet is up to date on their inspections. So I would just at least want to lead with an action item just to make sure that that is the case, go over policies and see, are we in compliance and what do we need to do to be in compliance if we're not. I think it's like a pretty straightforward thing though.
And who's gonna do that?
Jeremy,
I'll get it taken care of.
yeah,
Okay, thank
It's
you.
just, so that just gets passed over.
yeah.
2 years? 3 years? It's like,
What matters is it's
Required
getting
by
done.
law to have inspections?
you are not required for a lot of.
No.
Not that I'm aware of, because
No,
everything's.
because they're municipal vehicles.
Okay, well, that makes things a whole different, that's a whole different story then.
It's a
isn't it?
slightly different, yeah.
Yeah,
It's right
The
here,
regulations as they apply are different for municipal
Okay.
and personal use, but
and that's what we're investigating.
yeah. Thank you, Jeremy.
Okay, shall we move on?
Yes.
Letter of Vermont Land Trust, basically they came in 6 months ago probably and told us what they were doing and now they're telling us that they've done it. So unless anybody wants to discuss, we will move along. If there's no action from us needed.
there's no action we can take.
Right.
Right,
There's
a done deal,
informational letter.
right. And now we have Sir Robert doing the warrants.
Make a motion to pay the warrants, starting with number 1, payroll in the amount of $14,067.21. Number 2, payroll tax in the amount of $6,409.90. Number 3, general fund in the amount of $33,247.86. Number 4, general fund in the amount of $2,819.87. Number 5, highway fund in the amount of $67,921.90. And number 6, library fund, $42.54 for a total of $124,509.28.
Second.
Discussion.
I think everybody here knows how I stand on highway mileage reimbursement. And I don't agree with this continuing with the highway department. We have another $400 for Billy Roberts in this warrant. And if you can't drive the 550 anywhere, take it to the dealership and get it fixed. Because I'm sick and tired of paying highway mileage reimbursement.
Okay, we've heard from one person. Does anybody else have any questions or comments on the mileage? Okay, so I guess you will not be signing the highway warrant then? Is
I
that-
did not sign the highway warrant.
Okay. Okay, anybody else have comments about the warrants?
The Europa with the many charges. We go
18
back-
charges for Europa.
Yep. The budget committee is working on that, and we have gotten a letter which was included in your packet last time, when we asked about deleting certain portions of Europa to try to save money. They basically, tell me if I'm paraphrasing wrong, they basically said it's all or nothing, and in January, we could be out of the contract, and they'd help us find somebody else to do cybersecurity. To me, it has gotten out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick and Katie are working on that as part of the 100 budget fund that we've been meeting every week on. So, I feel that we're contracted to pay them now. Do I like it? No. Do I think it's fair? No. Do I think we should change? Yes, but we're not quite at that point, so I think we need to pay them.
Well, we've gone to the point where how do we get to 18? We've gone through this before where it's like one person cybersecurity, so whatever it is, and it's like we don't have that many people, so how do we have that many charges each time?
I think Elaine is now breaking them out into different departments, and their charges are not just for one thing. They're for, I'm not an expert on this, but I think that there's for email uses, and then there's cybersecurity. They break out the cost, and then she breaks it out to different areas, users.
It just all goes back to the real problem,
Well,
which we all know what that is.
and March is coming, and that's part of what the budget committee is going to do. We're going to look at different treasurer options that we can do, and we'll present that to the board. I put it in.
So I thought you were talking about my birthday.
Yeah. What day is your birthday?
The only day moving forward, March 4th.
Oh, Vermont's birthday.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's all about it.
Okay, back to warrants. We
Yes.
have one person not signing one warrant, and two, okay.
I
And,
didn't sign the Europa one and the reimbursement.
okay. So how do we approve the, or how do we do that? Do we take the,
Well, if you guys are all in favor, it's 3 and 2, so
Yeah.
it's gonna get paid, but we're
All
not
right.
signing the warrants.
so all those in favor of signing the warrants as is? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
So, 2 opposed and 3. And
It's 4-1.
4? Okay.
It was what?
Rob voted aye.
Well, I voted aye. Just because we didn't sign them doesn't mean you don't vote all of them.
Okay.
It just means that I didn't sign
Okay.
the ones that I didn't.
All right. And now we are on to the highway, sir.
Hold on, wait, should we put it on the agenda for next time or something to talk about the highway mileage, since Steve's now brought it up twice? Maybe more than twice?
More than twice.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if we're not addressing it.
At the end of the meeting, we're gonna talk about, highway and job description and things like that, and that might be a place to.
Okay.
I don't know, we can put it on
Vote
the,
right now, how we wanna treat mileage moving forward. I mean, we'll push it to another meeting, but I feel like we could probably just do that here.
Do it right now.
It seems straightforward to me.
Okay.
alright, who wants to make a motion?
My boy Nick.
It's not my issue.
I'll make the motion that the town of Townsend will no longer reimburse for personal vehicle mileage moving forward.
Okay, a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion?
I have a problem with it in a certain part where we said before, when we had a truck down and it was like, all right, Jeremy's using his vehicle, had no problem with that. And I really don't have a problem with somebody using their vehicle if they wanna go pick something up instead of riding in a truck across hill and dale. But $400 is a little bit steep for a ride to wherever. And
It was 145 miles each way,
Right, which is.
so he just said it's.
But it's continuing.
It's
Continuing.
70 cents a mile, and you said it's 145. My Brattleboro mathematics tell me that's 290 miles, which doesn't equate to $400 and something.
yeah, well, 2 trips,
But-
gotta get it there and come
But the
back.
last meeting, we had two. We had Red and we had Jeremy. So it just continues.
Okay, as part of discussion,
I would like to, go ahead, sorry.
as part of discussion, it's easier when we have a road commissioner as part of the board, that the road foreman could call the said commissioner and say, hey, this is why I'm.
Do I have to volunteer for this commissioner position to stop hearing about this? I mean, we've heard
Yeah,
about this
probably.
probably 4 or 5 different times.
Well,
It
you know
gets-
the answer, so do it.
Well,
Because if we're all the road commissioner, that works during a meeting, but not the in-between times, because we're not gonna call a meeting and then off between the 2-week period to talk about a possible mileage expense. Did you have something right here?
2 things. Helen, who's a lister, just wanted to clarify that you're talking highway, not other departments as a select board, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, I know on the highway committee, we have been doing a lot of discussion about trying to prolong the life of the 1-ton because it's not doing well and it's not the next truck that needs to have a financial plan made for it. So there is a concern about, shortening the life of the 1-ton.
That's bullshit.
Well, I don't know if it's bullshit.
Take it to the dealer and fix it.
Okay, again, one person's opinion.
I would like to propose an amendment to the motion to add that the highway request ahead of time before submitting for mileage reimbursement.
without emergency, or, if something is busted and they need to get something done, I'm not anti, okay, we gotta pay some mileage, not a problem. But we get into the part where we pay thousands of dollars a year, mileage might not be. And I'm looking down the road more than like today.
I'll second the amendment.
So what does the motion read, please?
Motion that the highway foreman request ahead of time unless it's an emergency.
Request to whom?
Good point.
Because we have 5 people in last time,
Request to the road commissioner, which right now is the select board,
until Rob takes it over. Come on, Rob, you can do it.
And when they're requesting to the road commissioner, does that inadvertently mean the chair of the select board? Or does that person have to
Currently it
contact every
is-
single person?
No, they shouldn't have to do that.
Okay. So we go to the chair?
Unless Rob's ready to take it on.
Well, we need to have a road commissioner committee, we need to have, a
Connie will do
budget
all
line,
that
we
for
need to
you.
have a job
I love
description,
We'll work with you on that, Rob.
Well, let's deal with what we're dealing with right now.
And you're not getting mileage to drive down the garage to talk to Jeremy.
No. That's the deal breaker right there.
Yeah, I want 70 cents to come here every day.
So we have I think we have to vote on the amendment
yes.
and then vote on a motion. So we have to vote
All right,
to
so
approve
say
the
it.
amendment.
The amendment is,
Motion that highway foreman request to road commissioner in advance unless it's an emergency.
okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So the ayes have it now.
Now the motion, the main motion, which is basically the
So it
same
would be
thing.
no longer, the motion of no longer giving reimbursement for use of personal vehicles, I guess unless the highway foreman requests in advance to the road commissioner, unless it's an emergency.
Yes.
Okay, any further discussion?
I have a question.
Okay,
Why don't you do it, Steve?
Do
Be the
what?
Be the commissioner, you've got
That's a
all the
that's a
background
separate
knowledge
issue.
and know-how.
We're voting on.
we're in the
motion.
middle of the motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. All those, or any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Laura, did you wanna ask your question?
Yeah, I already know my question.
Okay.
I'm not trying to run anything, it just seems like you'd be an ideal choice.
They didn't bring up my name, they brought up Rob's name.
I brought up your name.
Okay, so do we have to decide who our road commissioner is now?
Not this
No,
week.
okay. So if Jeremy has a question tomorrow, he'll call me and I'll get yelled at.
Okay.
Okay, treasurer, we have asked for
Oh, we
reports.
still have to
We do
do
a highway
Jeremy.
report.
Oh, highway, sorry.
Not a whole lot to report. East Hill Bridge repair is complete. Truck 4 is back and running, up and running. All trucks are ready for winter, just waiting on the weather.
Good.
Just finish up some leaf blowing and get some culverts we gotta clean out, so we'll be out and about. That's about it.
Okay, thank you, Jeremy. And treasurer's report, we have the normal 2 balances. We're collecting taxes, we have, $806,090.77, and then we have a little over the 30,000 in the swing account, $30,105. And then this time she has included as well, some, certificates of deposit, so. And I'm not quite sure why she included them today, this time, but she did. Then Alenka has brought in $1,614 even the last 2 weeks in October. Then for informational purposes, wait, yeah, that's the chair report, as part of the chair report is that for informational purposes, we have the claims cost detail. If anybody has questions on that, I'll try to answer them. Then not on the report is under the chair, I also have to mention, I thought of benches around, built-in benches around the trees because the forester said that we need to put a barrier so that the lawnmower won't go over the roots and it won't hit the branches of the trees, and to keep kids from messing with that. So I found these wooden benches that can be built. I talked to the high school, would you guys be willing to build these for us? And they said, talk to the superintendent. And I showed him a picture, and I'm gonna have Connie send an email to the superintendent if it's okay with the board for me to pursue that, not to agree to anything, but just to try to get it going and have them take some ownership of the common too, that a little pride in the place that we let them use all the time. And having said that, Katie and I have been thinking about our conversations with the elementary school and the way the kids are not really monitored well, and they hang coats on trees, they, try to pull on the branches. I've talked to the principal, Katie's talked to the principal, and when I was down at the supervisory union, I said, because it's not like the old school board like it used to be. Do we invite somebody to come to our meeting? Do we send an email? And he said, start with an email and this is Greg said this, start with an email to the superintendent about the use of, that the common is owned by the town of Townshend. We've always let the school use it, but there has to be a certain level of respect so that the money we put into the common isn't just for naught. So if it's okay with you all, I'll ask Connie to write those 2 emails and let you know how we fare in that. Because Katie and I have gotten nowhere with the school. So,
I have a question.
yeah,
I think the benches would look amazing and be really nice, but if the kids are out there, they're probably gonna climb on the benches and even do even more damage to the trees.
I don't know about
You know
that,
what I'm
but I
saying?
mean, the biggest part about calling the superintendent is that the kids have to be monitored. Yes,
Ally asked that I emailed the urban arborist about that question, so we're waiting to hear.
Yeah.
so and it's not a done deal, these are
Yeah,
just
yeah.
ideas and question answering, asking. So,
I think we should also revisit, what the original recommendation was about putting the stakes and the rope like it's on the newest tree, something like that. I don't know how much of a deterrent it'll be, but, you know, asking them not to compact the soil around the trees does not work.
you're right.
And we're already seeing some damage
Mhm.
and, you know,
Where's the common keeper?
I don't know.
Resigned?
I think actually she had talked to the school too,
Mhm.
early on. And
She should get after that.
So,
There's a simple solution, is tell them they can't use the common. They
Now
just
that'll
keep
go
on
over real
thumbing their
good.
noses out at us.
We had to think about how you came down here when the gazebo had a problem.
I think that
It's like-
we have been a hand-holding community forever with the elementary school, and it's part of our history is kids playing on the common. And I, for one person, feel that they should keep playing on the common. When my kids went to school there, the school club seeded at the end of the year. We put down soil where the little baseball diamond was, and we put grass seed, and the kids, did it work really well? No, it didn't work really well, but the kids felt like they cared for the land and they were doing something, and it wasn't just a gift, it was good stewardship. You know, so that's what I see lacking. I would not like to see us say no kids on the common, but I understand you get to that point.
Well, today I went by there, and the kids were out there playing, and one of the trees, they had thrown all their backpacks up against the tree, all around the tree. Piles of backpacks. How was that not compacting around the tree? I mean, it's just it's like
Soil composition, if you look through, no, I don't even wanna get into it.
Okay. Okay, so I will do that and I'll report back to you. Grant coordinator is next time?
Yep.
Okay. Old business is, it says road reclassification. We've talked about this before, and this is actually here to remind us that to go forward, we would have to contact our lawyer. We have contacted him in the past, and he has given us advice without even a bill, but I'd like to ask us to give Connie permission to contact the lawyer in that regard about what's needed for the road reclassification that we've talked about. Do we need a vote on that to spend money like that?
No.
No? Okay.
Everyone's okay with it though?
Mm-hmm. Cemetery tree removal. Connie, you were just eloquently talking about that. Would you like to do that
I
again?
think it's pretty straightforward in the packet. I think we left the last meeting. Katie had asked that we have Charlie do the research on the wall. He did the research, he gave an opinion, that's in your packet.
And so basically, who contacts the lady and tells her it's her expense? It's fine for us to make a decision, but she has to know. So do we ask Connie to do an email to Cynthia?
Please.
Yes.
And it might be a snail mail, because I don't see an email here unless we can find one for her. But that's fine. Thank you, Connie. New business, we have a town hall use request form from the lovely people that come and do their income tax gifts to people. They do a lot of work for Townshend people. This is a busy place when they're here.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the volunteer income tax assistance program through Sevka on February 11th from 9 to 4 and April 8th from 9 to 4 and waive the fee.
Second.
Oh, and authorize Ally Evans to sign on behalf of the board.
Okay, any discussion? We have their certificate of insurance, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. And then we have a request from Corey about, an article basically for town meeting. I'll read it quickly so that everybody can hear. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $25,000 by taxation to be placed in a town hall opera house capital preservation fund to be used exclusively for ongoing structural, mechanical, and historic preservation on the town hall opera house building, specifically excluding routine maintenance, day-to-day operational expenses, or any costs currently funded under existing town hall line items, with expenditures from said fund to be approved by the select board. He goes on to verbose about it, but that's the nutshell of it.
That's the special article.
There is a full packet if anybody wants it. It has lots of pictures and a lot of detail.
And there are some things that are in desperate need of repair. I had a thought to bring to the board, what if we just put this in the 100 fund budget committee, because we're going to be doing articles, then we could look at it and give it to you as a packet. And maybe we might say not 25,000, or we might say no, and then you would have the right to go from there. But that's just one way we could look at it. We're not quite up to budget time yet.
2 years ago, a very similar reserve was created. So I'm not sure why we would need another one.
If you read the rest of his verbiage, it's sort of like it wouldn't quite be a reserve, it would be a capital fund, and I don't really understand the difference in that, other than maybe it's something we spend every year and don't hold in a reserve over here. And that's why I think if we, as a board, say, okay, budget committee,
Yeah,
figure this out when you do the articles and get back to us, it might be,
that makes sense.
we have most information that way. Okay, now we're ready for executive
Is that
session.
what the group, if everyone agrees to pass it on to the committee?
Okay. So we're gonna have executive session next, and I would invite Jeremy and Connie to be here.
Make a motion to enter executive session pursuant to 1 VSA 313.
Thank you, Laura.
A, to discuss personnel and invite Jeremy and Connie.
Can my daughter stay?
And Katie's done.
Rob seconded, so I need a vote.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So we're back in session. Katie, did you have something to move?
I'd like to make a motion to direct the treasurer to correct Billy Roberts' pay for the overtime that he worked.
Second.
Okay, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Did you want one about ongoing, or is that good for now?
About
The federal law and,
well, it'd be nice if the treasurer of the town of Townshend could possibly follow like the federal laws as far as paying people.
and
So-
making a
Pretty good
motion,
idea.
and then a second,
Wait a minute, so moved was,
I moved what he said.
okay?
Second.
Sort.
and all those in favor?
Aye.
And then, in regard to the, transfer station on Tuesday, do I hear a motion?
We asked Jeremy to have somebody from the highway department possibly fill in for him, and then after that, we're up in the air, right?
Right, so what is that motion gonna look like? Are we
So,
saying if that doesn't happen, we're closing, or?
motion to close the transfer station on Tuesday, November, what day is that?
Gotta be,
18th, in the event that there is no employee to cover the attendant duties that day.
with proper signage.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You got it, Con. And do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,